The early Cold War, in the period of 1945 to 52, starting up to World War II, marked intense political and military tension between the US and the Soviet Union, two dominant superpowers with opposing ideologies, capitalism and communism. This rivalry drove competition for influence, arms race, and inspired beliefs, evident in events like the Soviet blockade of Berlin and the Korean War. This atmosphere also caused a space race, a Cold War-era competition during the 1950s to 70s between the US and the Soviet Union, to achieve dominance in space travel technology. The race became a symbol of technological innovation, which showcased the conflict between democracy and communism.
Сегодня, 2 августа 1955 года, будет объявление. Мы запускаем первый спутник через 2 года.
The official launch of Sputnik 1, October 4th, 1957, starting the space race.
Well, well, well. So you thought you've beaten us? Launching a living creature. That dog in Sputnik 2? Impressive. But we got something bigger on our hands. In 3 months' time, our nation will launch Explorer 1. Watch out, Soviets. We're catching up.
And so, the United States entered the space race with the successful launch of Explorer 1, and it wasn't long before they formed NASA in October 1958 to help lead the charge. Not only that, but the US also launched SCORE in December 1958, the first communication satellite that broadcasted a Christmas message from President Eisenhower.
Look who's here. How was our satellite SCORE? The first ever communication satellite.
Not too bad, but nothing compared to ours. Luna 1 was launched 2 days ago.
The launch of Luna 1, January 2nd, 1959, by the Soviets.
True, but we also got Explorer 6, the first weather satellite that could also take the first pictures of Earth from space.
In the year of 1959, the US launched Explorer 6, capturing the first images of Earth from space. The Soviets followed with historic achievements, with Yuri Gagarin becoming the first human in space in 1961, and Valentina Tereshkova, the first woman, in 1963. The US also had Alan Shepard's suborbit flight in 1961 and John Glenn's orbit of Earth in 1962. By the late 1960s, the goal was clear: reach the moon.
Alright, Mr. Soviet scientist, I have good news for you both. You have successfully landed on the moon.
Neil Armstrong was Aldrin. I've heard. Very impressive, to be honest. But landing isn't everything. Maintaining dominance, of course, monsieur, is most important.
Oh, come on! The moon landing was the ultimate victory. Like, as you heard, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And it wasn't just a victory for America, it was a victory for humanity. Over 600 million people watched as they set foot on the moon for the first time.
Fine. Apollo 11 was exceptional. Но не забывай, что мы были первые в космосе.
And we followed your first and went way beyond.
Armstrong and Aldrin planting the American flag on the moon, Apollo 11 mission, 1969.
Yes, indeed. They've got the flag up now, and you can see the stars and stripes on the.
If Apollo 11 amazed you, wait until you hear about Apollo 15. This time we didn't just land, we explored.
He's right!
Explore. How so?
Using the lunar roving vehicle, we drove across the moon's surface, covering 17 miles, gathering samples and conducting experiments.
Him, Irwin, and Warden brought back 170 pounds of lunar rocks for scientific research and analysis.
Impressive indeed. Driving on the moon. It's a significant feat.
And don't forget, we honored space explorers from both nations by leaving a plaque in the fallen astronaut sculpture on the moon.
Gesture of respect. Maybe this is bigger than our rivalry.
By 1975, the US and the Soviet Union signed the Apollo-Soyuz Test Project Agreement. For the first time, American and Soviet spacecraft docked in space, marking the end of the space race, but also the beginning of international cooperation in space exploration.